it confuses people. You know, it really does. And we're going to read this parable. And we're going to learn from this parable. But what we're not going to do is add to the scriptures. See, the Bible says there's a more for sure way of prophecy. And we do well if we take heed to that more for sure way of prophecy. You know, the scriptures also tell us that he was going to speak in parables that seeing you might not see and hearing you might not hear, lest you do what? Become converted. So this is what we talking about. When you talking about Jesus teaching parables, Jesus was dealing with trying to get people to change their life. Okay? He was trying to get them to convert you by the law. That's what the parables was. And you know, we got classes posted on YouTube that you can see that proving to you that's what he was bringing parables for. Okay? But we're going to read this parable. We're going to start at verse 19. Luke chapter 16 and verse 19. And when you get there, go ahead and read.
There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus which was laid at his gate full of sores.
Go ahead.
And designed to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
Right.
And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried.
All right, now, brothers and sisters, let's think about something. Abraham, it say that the dead, Job told us, put me in the grave until my set time for my change. You know, Hebrews 11 say that all of us gonna get our change together. Abraham's bosom really is in the ground, but this is in the dirt. He in the grave. But this is a parable. This is a story that is used for teaching you something. That's all. This don't have to happen. Oh, well, then Jesus was lying. No, Jesus wasn't lying. Jesus talking about dead folks. Dead folks don't know nothing. Matter of fact, hold your spot right there and let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9. I'm going to show you dead people don't know nothing. So you can't make this more than what it is. Dead people are dead. And that's what Abraham was. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and keep going. And when we get to verse 3. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 3. I'm gonna show you like this what we read in Luke is a parable, is a tool for learning. You know, it's just like the story about the 5 Chinese brothers. I don't know if y'all ever heard of the 5 Chinese brothers, but one of them swallowed the whole ocean. You know, it was a story. It didn't mean that the person who wrote it was evil for lying. It didn't mean nothing like that. It just meant he was telling the story to try to get you to see something, to learn something. Just like the 3 little pigs. Come on, man. Since when do wolves blow down houses? Let alone pigs build them. You know, it's a story. No, I'm just trying to tell you to get some understanding. You know, but we're gonna see something. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, and let's pick this up in verse 3. When you get there, go ahead and read.
This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all.
It's an evil. There's one event is to all. That means this event happens to me, happens to you, happens to Abraham. Go ahead.
Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live. And after that they go to the dead.
That's right, go ahead.
For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion.
Man, you mean to tell me that a dog is better than a lion? Yeah, if that lion is dead. Go ahead.
For the living know that they shall die.
You see, because the living know something. The living got a thought process. But what about the dead?
But the dead know not anything.
The dead don't know nothing. This is our more for sure word of prophecy. So you build upon this. The dead don't know nothing. Go ahead.
Neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them. For the memory of them is gotten.
It's forgotten. Go ahead.
Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun.
Skip down to verse 10.
Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it without might.
Go ahead.
For there is no work, nor device,
That's right.
nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest.
In hell. Ain't no work down there. Ain't no knowledge. Ain't no nothing. In hell, where you going? Which is the grave. Let's go back to Luke. Okay, so now building upon that, let's find out what Jesus was talking about. Because Jesus going to say a whole bunch of stuff that don't even, Bible contradicting itself then. You know, if you want to take this story as to be 100% accurate. And we're going to find out, do we even need to be 100% accurate? Verse 22. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died.
Go ahead.
And was buried. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom.
Go ahead.
And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
Man, see, the dead don't know nothing. Abraham in the grave. So, you know, either this is giving you something that happened in the future, which I don't even think it's like that, because I don't see where Abraham going to be sitting there talking to this guy, this rich guy, talking about sending Lazarus. You know, it's a parable. That's all it is. It's a parable. But keep reading, though.
But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
Message. You know, that's the first message to think about. How in this lifetime, you know, you got good, and he got evil, and now, you know, when it's all said and done, look where it stands. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. But keep reading, though.
And besides all this, between us and you there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that will come from thence.
Keep going.
Then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house.
So he's saying in this parable, he like, well, send Lazarus back from the dead to his father's house. Now, for any man who think that this parable got something to do with something that done happened yesterday, I want you to tell me when you talk to somebody from the dead. I mean for real from the dead. I don't mean you done went to some seance and they done conjured up some evil spirits. I mean, when has anybody ever came back from the grave that you could hold a conversation with? They could tell you what the dead is like. Now, we can read in the Bible, we'll read people who done died, right? We done read about Lazarus who died. Not this Lazarus, but a real man Lazarus. We done read about a little boy who died in the Old Testament. Elijah brought him back. We even know that people died with Jesus, and they was resurrected with Jesus when he died. I mean, he was resurrected, right? Why we ain't hear about them going nowhere special? Why they ain't got no books? Why they didn't tell us about the grave? Cause, brothers and sisters, the grave is sleep. That's all it is. It's sleep. You there, you don't know nothing. There is no thought, no knowledge, no device, no love, no nothing, no hatred, nothing. Verse 28.
For I have 5 brethren that may testify to them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Abraham saith unto him, They have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them.
They go to message again. They got Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. They want Lazarus to come from the dead and talk to his brother. He say, I sent them some. I sent them Moses and the prophets. Think about that, brothers and sisters. That's what he's telling us. He said, look, man, you got Moses and the prophets. Watch what else he gonna say. Go ahead and read.